Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Carolyn's Corner Live. I am so happy that you've joined us tonight. We're going to have a great show. I'm super excited. We've got some wonderful guests, and it is going to be a blast. As you may have noticed, we scheduled this event, so hopefully to make it a little bit easier for you. So if you clicked on set a reminder, you should have seen it counting down, and then you should see me right now before you saw the video. After you saw the video. So I'd like to say welcome to everyone who's joining us tonight. It means the world to us. Remember, this is an interactive show. We'd love for you to interact with us using the comment section. I see we have several people on here already. Thank you so much for joining us. Folks, let's get right to it, okay? So we have an exciting show for you. I'd like to introduce all the people that you're going to be meeting tonight and getting to know. So first of all, I would like to introduce you to a man you probably already know. He needs no introduction, but I'm going to introduce him anyway. My co-host and friend, Mr. Paul Gallagher. Looks like he's having issues putting stuff up. Let's get him. Hi, Paul.
Hello.
Hello, Paul. How are you?
I look like I'm in a smoggy place.
It does. What's up? And hi, Edgar. Good to see you. So yeah, and I saw your buildings falling down. Did a little pig, let me in, or whatever. Anyway,
it's my cat. It's my cat.
Yeah, for real. Well, Paul, I'm glad you're here. I want to go ahead and introduce Jerry. So Jerry is our consultant. That's just what we call him. He does everything for us. He's amazing. He also critiques a lot of songwriters' songs, but he won't be critiquing tonight because this is a place where you could just share your music, not music. What is music? It's a new thing, Paul. Music. You can share your music with all the people that are on here. And remember, it will be here for forever, as far as I'm concerned. So let's bring him on, our consultant and expert and friend, Mr. Jerry Bradley. Hi, Jerry.
Hey, guys. Hey,
welcome,
Jerry. How
Jerry.
are you doing?
So glad you joined us as always, Jerry. Are you ready to have a lot of fun? We've got some talented people on here tonight.
I am. I'm excited for tonight. I'm really excited with Amanda. And then when I found out who the author was, it's like, oh, this is just
I know,
like a double dose.
Yes,
I
agree.
Double dose are good. So
I agree. I'm super excited about it too. And Edgar, Brett is in the living room watching on the big screen. He's got an advantage over us. So by the way, we are streaming live right now to Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. So you can go to either of those platforms. He's watching the big screen. See, that's him right there. He just commented. You can go to either of those platforms and watch us live. And don't forget, after the show tonight, I will be downloading the audio to Anchor and Spotify. Oh, and now Google Podcasts. We're moving on up. We're going to keep going until there's no place left for me to go. Yeah. Because I want to give you as much exposure as I can for these amazingly talented people. Speaking of talented people, guys, are y'all ready for me to bring our musical guest on so everybody can meet her?
Absolutely.
Yay!
Bring her on.
Yes. Well, first of all, I want to say I really love her name, and her last name is Easter, just like the holiday, and her first name is Amanda. And, you ever seen someone where their name matches their personality? I think she's just a spring of fresh air. Does that make sense? I don't know, but it just feels like that to me. So I would like to bring her on right now. I'm so excited for what you're going to hear from her tonight. Please welcome Miss Amanda Easter.
Hi.
Hi, Amanda. How are you?
Good.
Oh, that's good. It's so good to see you. So good to see you. I'm super excited about tonight. Honestly, I've been telling so many people about your songs and how amazing you are. And
thank you.
Honestly, because that's what we do here. We want to help spread the love and share your talent with people, because who knows? I'm sure a lot of people have heard your songs, but now a lot more are going to hear them as if I have anything to do with it.
Well,
so you are welcome. I'm super glad you're here. We're going to get back to you in just a moment. Hi. Oh, there's my sister, Tara said. And hi, Granny. It's Andrew. You can't be a granny. There's no way.
I'm not a granny.
I don't know who that is. It must be for the other lady that I'm going to bring on right now. I was like, what? You never know. You never know these.
Say hello to my mom, which they call Granny. I don't know.
Oh, it could be.
Oh, that's what it, because I saw Amanda Easter's mama is here, and that's Vera Robinson.
Vera Robinson, is that your mom? Oh,
yes.
I know you got to be so proud of her, Vera. I'm so glad you're here. Yes, that's so awesome. The whole family is here to support you. So let me go ahead and introduce our other guest. She's going to be standing by and commenting about your singing and songs and everything too. So I'm super excited. I'm really excited. She is an author who wrote a book. Tell them all about it real quick, Paul. What's the name of it again?
Jeez, my brain is so fried right
now.
I have it right. And I've been reading the thing, but I haven't. Let me tell you what's been going on here. It's been crazy. My kids wanted to put up hammocks.
I'll show you. It is I Found Myself in Heaven.
Yes, I found myself in heaven. Yes, I'm sorry.
Yes.
I've been putting up hammocks with my kids outside, and then I had to rush in here to do this. So my brain is like,
he's got the bug, the camping and hiking bug. Oh my gosh. So I Found Myself in Heaven is Danielle Royce's, that's plural, right? Book.
Royce's, yes. Royce's.
And I am really excited to hear about that. We're going to get to Amanda first, our singer. Then we're going to get to our author. And for some reason, when I say author, I've got to stick my pinky out, right, Paul?
That's right. And the book is basically about her journey to heaven and back.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to hear this.
Just a little snippet of what you're going to be expecting later on.
Oh, I'm so excited.
No,
and she is joining us tonight with her incredible husband. I can say that. Yes. Jim Royce. So Jim Royce. We have Danielle and Jim Royce. I hope he's incredible. I'm sure he is. He's there supporting you. They're coming on together, which I think is so sweet. That's true love. Let me bring them on the screen. This is Danielle and Jim Royce.
Yeah, and the reason why I asked Jim to come on is because a part of the book actually is from his perspective.
Nice. Well, that was good thinking then, Paul. That was really excellent thinking. See, Paul, you're always thinking, aren't you?
Yep, I'm always thinking.
I love it.
I never take a break. My brain's always.
That's how I feel. That's how I feel. So I'm trying to schedule everyone for the show, and I'm like, now we're doing it Wednesday and Thursday. So I'm like, okay, you can't make it Wednesday, but you can make it Thursday. Oh, Paul, you should see me. It's hilarious. I have this book.
I've seen you in action, and it's not fun.
But I get it done somehow. The good Lord is with me to do that. So welcome, Danielle and Jim. So happy to have y'all here on the show.
Thank you. Sorry, I had to unmute.
Thanks. We're happy to be here. We're excited.
Yes, we are too. I can't wait to hear about this book because there was a book years ago that I read and I met the author at my secret job, not a secret job anymore. It was 90 Minutes in Heaven, and he gave me a copy of that book, and boy, it was so cool because I'm really interested in that stuff. All of us are interested to know what happens to us, if is there more than what we see with our own naked eyes. So I'm super excited for you to share about your book. So before we go much further with the book, because I could sit here all day and talk about that too, we've got to get to Miss Amanda. Now, I heard Miss Amanda's voice, and I don't know why I call everybody Miss Amanda. You're Mrs., obviously. But I heard her songs on the songwriting side, a couple of them, and I was blown away by your voice. And I really mean that. I keep going on and on about her voice, y'all. She's got a very unique sound, and I just think, wow. And I
love unique sounds.
Yes, I love your voice. I really do. And I love your songs that you've written. Oh my gosh. Y'all are going to love these. You really are. Amanda plays the guitar herself. She sings her own songs, but you do have your daughter occasionally that helps you sing them too, right?
Yeah, the You're My Rhyme song.
Yes.
We actually covered it and recorded it. It's on Spotify as well. Wow. Yeah, she's very good singing.
That is so awesome. So it's a family deal. I love that. I really do. So it looks like you're I'm guessing it's your brother. I'm just guessing. Daniel Easter, is that your brother?
That's my husband.
Oh, sorry, Daniel. I saw the last name. He was saying hi to Vera. So we have a lot of people joining us tonight. Thanks so much, guys and gals, for joining us. We're excited to get started. So Amanda picked out.
Did you not read the notes I sent you?
I kind of did. I didn't have time, Jerry. I'm so sorry.
That's why we have Jerry here. Jerry is going to be like correction. You did that wrong.
I did it wrong. I'm sorry. I glanced at it. I was like, okay, I'm going to read it. And then next thing you know, everybody's having trouble. So I didn't get a chance to, but that's okay. Yeah. Courtney Lawless said she is awesome. So I'm assuming she's talking about you. We got everybody on here. There's Melba, one of our dear supporters. She's here all the time. Thank you so much for showing up. Melba, you're awesome. So y'all, I don't want to make you wait any longer to hear one of Amanda's great songs. Amanda, are you ready for me to play the video of your first song?
Yeah.
Oh, y'all, you're going to love this song. I listened to it and I was like, oh my gosh, this is perfect for a couple, perfect for anyone. And I thought it is so clever, the wording in this song. I thought it was just beautiful. So folks, this one is called You're My Rhyme. And gosh, you had a friend do the video for you. I think the video is just so beautiful.
He did
And
a great job. Yeah.
I know. And I thought we weren't going to be able to play it for a while because I tried for hours and it finally downloaded. I was like, oh, thank you.
And he actually has helped me out a lot. It's a Red Eagle Audio. He
Right.
recorded it for me. He recorded this song and mastered it and everything, and he helped
Wow.
me and made the video.
Oh my gosh. Well, I know you're going to love it as much as I do, ladies and gentlemen. So let's get right to it. This one is called You're My Rhyme by the beautiful Miss Amanda Easter. Is everybody ready? Because I'm ready. Check out the words. Great video, too. It's got some beautiful video. Here we go.
You were meant for me, and I love the way that my hand slides perfectly down into yours. Yeah, it feels so nice, and you like to hear me sing, and I love the way you bring a smile to my face when I'm unsure. You make me laugh till I want to cry. We're a little off people, you and I, but we'll just go dancing through this life. I'm your reason, you're my rhyme, you're my rhyme. I love the way you got my back, and how we don't have to act like we're something that we're not. Yeah, we're cool like that, and you hear the music in my head. Love me till there's nothing left, even when we're at our worst, it's the best. When you make me laugh till I want to cry. We're a little lost people, you and I, but we'll just go dancing through this life. I'm your reason, you're my rhyme, oh yeah, you're my home. Oh, and it feels so nice to finally coming out of the cold. When you make me laugh till I want to cry. We're a little people, you and I, but we'll just go dancing through this life. I'm your reason, and you're my rhyme, oh yeah, you're my rhyme. You're my rhyme.
I,
Wow.
okay.
I know. It is.
I'm blown away because
Me too.
I mean, I was blown away not just by the set. Oh my Lord! I sat
told
back
you. I
and the
told you.
videography.
Yes.
I was like, "Who are you?
I know.
Why are you?"
Why are you not on a big stage somewhere?
I mean, and the voice. I'm just like,
I know.
like who is this person?
I completely agree. It blew my mind. And what a clever line. You are my reason, and I'm your reason, and you're my rhyme. Reason and rhyme. I mean, that is genius. It really is, Amanda. It is so beautiful. Your voice, God. I like that part where you say, yeah, we're cool like that, which I wish can't do it. I wish I could. I don't have your voice. I love it. Yes.
Wow. That's my wow. I'm just.
Yeah.
I have to say, Amanda, and this is big because I think you
Probably
have
what I'm thinking.
so far. You have the best voice that I've heard on this show so far. That is and video. Oh, that is.
Well, thank you.
I am like I'm just blown away because I'm like, oh yes, yeah.
Honestly, Amanda, it's true. It is. So I want to tell you what Lee Stevens said. Now, you may not know who Lee Stevens is, but he's one of the members of our songwriting group, and he is so talented. Are you familiar with him? I put him. Oh, he writes some beautiful stuff too. Let me tell you, he's so talented. I put him in the pro category because I thought, well, I gotta wait. And you were in there at first, and I was like, no, I can't wait. I just got to have you on here. So he said, let me tell you what he said real quick.
Okay.
He said, visual storytelling in the video matches this intimacy of this lovely song beautifully and doesn't distract you from this talent. Singers, lovely voice, and brilliant phrasing.
Yes.
That's high praise. Thank you so much. Yes, I completely agree. Couldn't have said it better myself. What did you think, Mr. Jerry?
Oh yeah, and there's a lot of comments. I mean, Carolyn's touching on one, but there's amazing, wonderful, beautiful, people.
Yes, and
pouring it out there.
I know.
Well,
yes, Prezio said, great voice, melody, and lyrics, spot on, very professional done. Bravo. Now, these are coming from songwriters who have been writing for years, let me tell you. Really.
Years.
So that's what I told you, Amanda. I keep going. I was gushing about Amanda. I was like, oh my God, you don't realize how good you are, do you? You have that very unique quality, that amazing sound, that raspy yet, I don't even know how to describe your voice. I wish I could.
All right. Look, man.
Go ahead.
She's got to sing, so don't get her crying or nothing.
I know. No crying. No crying. So let me see. Let me read a couple more of them.
I really about playing too and singing.
Yes. Yeah. And my husband said the video looked and sounded great on the big screen because he's watching it on our big screen TV in the other room on YouTube. So you can go to YouTube and watch it as well, ladies and gentlemen. Keep in mind, though, you probably won't be able to comment. That's the only thing. Maybe you can if you have a wireless keyboard.
Yeah. They've commented.
Okay, good. Okay, I don't know how he's doing it. I never even thought to ask him. But you can see it on your TV. So you can go back and pull up our YouTube, Amanda, and watch your music on YouTube. And I mean, like, watch it. I think it's so beautiful. I really do. I'm excited. So we have so many people commenting. Let me see what I got here real quick. Because Miss Sarah is on here. Miss Sarah Cox, another one of our dear viewers. She's always supporting us. She's amazing. You know how you have certain people that are always there, and we've got several of them on here tonight, at least 3 that I've seen, and they are just so helpful. They're always here helping us, making comments, and it's not because they have to, it's because they want to, and I just love them for it. And I want to say before we do another song, I hope all of you will continue to come on here. There is Therese Carver. Do you know who that is?
No, ma'am.
Okay. She's going to be on the show tomorrow.
You need to listen tomorrow night. Yeah.
Yes. Make sure you do, because she is amazing. And we're going to talk about that in a minute. So are y'all ready to hear another song?
Well, where was the inspiration for that song?
Oh, good idea. I got so excited. Yes.
You need to calm down, Carolyn.
I know.
If I was over there, I'm gonna slap you in the arm. Just
I know.
I'm just gonna poke you in the head. Just poke you in the head. Slow down.
Go ahead. Yeah, you're right. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. We always go back banter. Go ahead. Sorry.
That's okay. It was written. That one was actually a personal one. It was written about me and my husband. Wow. I actually wrote it about probably 11 years ago, 10 or 11 years ago. But then I just got it recorded. Like I said, Red Eagle Audio. He's helped me out a lot, and plus made the video. That's awesome. He did that.
Wow.
So how did you? Was it like different actors that y'all pulled in to do this? Is that family members that you had doing in the video?
I believe that he got all of the video off of like a public forum.
Okay.
I believe. I could be wrong, but I think that's what he said.
Yeah, because you can download videos. Yeah, it was beautiful. And I love the way it showed couples of all ages. That's perfect. All ethnicities together. You know, it's just perfect.
And it blended so well together. That's why I was like, what inspired you for that? Because that was like, wow. Yes.
And you know what? I got so excited for them to hear your video. I didn't even get a chance for you to introduce yourself and tell them a little bit about yourself. Go ahead and do that now real quick, Amanda.
Well,
I got so excited.
Amanda Easter, and I started writing songs probably about 11 years ago. That was one of the first probably 5 or 6 songs that I wrote. And it's just kind of been a hobby. I would love to write for people someday. So my husband has really encouraged me this past year, though, to seek out getting some of them professionally recorded so I can put them out there. So that's kind of where the You're My Rhyme came from. He's my biggest fan. So
isn't that great when you have your spouse support you like that? That's how I feel about my husband.
I think you've just earned more biggest fans, because I now I have to go to Spotify, find you on Spotify, and add you to my playlist, because I listen to Spotify in the car when I'm not listening to audiobooks, and I find artists, and that song is going to be added to I have to add it to my playlist.
So I know you have a video of that song on YouTube. Where is another place they can find your books? I mean, your songs. Excuse me, my brain. It's been a long day.
You know, I haven't had many of them professionally recorded. So that song, the version of it that's on Spotify, is actually my daughter singing it. And it's Liberty Easter, but on YouTube I have pretty much every song I've ever done. It's just they're not all professionally done. If you go to like Amanda Easter Music on YouTube, there should be quite a few there. But that song and video is on YouTube as well. And it's on, I believe, Amazon and Apple Music as well.
Yeah, on YouTube, I believe it's listed under Red Eagle Audio. When I looked it up, I had to go to Red Eagle Audio.
Did you? Okay, yeah. For the video?
For the video, yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. So maybe you do have to.
Yeah, so keep that in mind. You could go to Red Eagle Audio, or you can go to Amanda Easter to see her work, and make sure you do. We want to support these artists. Go ahead, Jerry.
Amanda Easter, you have kind of a nonchalant YouTube. I think it's just with a little A and a purple circle.
Yeah. So like years ago, like I said, this was kind of a hobby. Years ago, I did a whole bunch of songs, and Rocket Rides was.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
Second song I ever wrote. So I have a lot of songs on there that are from a live performance that I did a while back. There's Rocket Rides. There's a song called Making Us Tough. My Aspirations. But yeah, there's quite a few on there, but they're not professionally recorded. They're just from a live performance.
Yeah, but Rocket Ride, did you do Rocket Ride? I mean, did you do the video and everything for Rocket Ride?
It was me singing it. My sister-in-law, actually, after I wrote the song, my sister-in-law got a bunch of pictures of my kids and made a video to it.
I love it.
So I have to say, and I see it's registered with BMI, but Rocket Ride to me was absolutely amazing. And I'm not picking on you. You need to fix this, by the way. And if you need some help, let me know. I can hook you up.
Okay.
But your YouTube channel is very descriptive, kind of plain, and you've got but with that being said, you've got over 2,000 hits on Rocket Ride.
Wow.
On a non-descriptive channel. So I mean, it's out there, and that should be like 5,000 at least. With just a few changes. I mean, I love that song. I thought it was great. And you're going to be doing a couple of more songs for us. You're going to be playing Fire Starters and The Other Side of Lonely. Are these planned for release in maybe 2022?
Well, I actually, and I forgot to email Carolyn. I'm hoping I'm going to do The Other Side of Lonely, and then I was going to do another one that I just wrote a couple of weeks ago, and it's called I Don't Play Love Songs.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
that's
sorry.
Fine. No. That's fine. I don't play love songs. I'm changing it right now.
We love surprises.
Yes.
And good surprising her.
It's not true. I obviously do play love songs sometimes.
I know. So, yeah, we're excited to hear you sing the next one. And by the way, our guest that is coming on tomorrow, just so you know, not only is she a singer, songwriter, artist, and she really is an artist, just so you know, she also does demos and she helps people get their songs ready to be pitched. So she may be with your songs. I mean, I just want to put that out there. Right, Jerry? I had to because she's so good and she's going to, she's available if you ever need somebody to help you.
And while you're working on a song, I'll put this out and I'll leave it alone because she's tomorrow night. But she has the unique ability to hear a song, hear its potential, hear what minor changes could be made, and just make it totally different. I mean, like she told me with one of my songs, you need to have a lift. I said, a lift? She said, yeah, let me show you. And I was like, oh, that's really good.
A very simple thing, but she thinks of it like that. She hears it, right, Jerry? And she says, it needs this. So try to tune in tomorrow because you're not going to regret it. I'm excited to have her on. She is going to be releasing a new EP, Never Heard Before songs. So I'm super excited. It's going to be a pre-release party. So there she is. Oh, I forgot you were on there. She's blushing, she said. She's such a great lady too. I'm telling you, if you need somebody that knows it, just a suggestion. Because I just think she's amazing. She's just amazing. So
onto the music.
Yes. Are you ready to play your next song?
Sure.
I can talk to you all night. I love it. I love it. I love it. So the next song you're going to play, is it The Other Side of Lonely?
This is like a demo.
Yeah.
Music is like having a concert.
I know, it's like having our own personal concert. I agree with you, Danielle. I really do.
And like my guitar skills are not the best. I tell people I play good enough to write with, and that's about it. So
well, at least you can do that. I don't do that. I'm just a lyricist. So yeah.
Anyway. But yeah, this one is called The Other Side of Lonely, and this one actually is professionally recorded on Spotify and YouTube and Apple and all of that.
Awesome.
Okay. I see you tonight. Well, I'll play it cool, I guess. Keep it friendly, despite this pounding ache in my chest. And I will pretend not to notice when you walk out. I laugh and drink, tell all my friends I'm better off now. Love, it's the cause of many things. Double shot of whiskey, then shiny gold rings. And there's not as much space as you think in between. Well, I've been on top, I've been knocked down, picked myself up and then turned it around. You do what you gotta do, getting to the other side of lonely. You said that I was the one, then you never give up. Your loving came easy, your leaving was rough. But I'm getting over you a little at a time, and I won't be here where you want, where you left behind. Love is the cause of many things. Double shot of whiskeys and shiny gold rings. And there's not as much space as you think in between. I've been on time. I've been knocked down. Pick myself up and then turned it around. We do what we gotta do, getting to the other side. Only we keep breathing in and out. We all know what it does, but we just can't live without. Love is cause of many things. Double shot of whiskeys and shiny gold rings. There's not as much space as you think in between. I've been on time, I've been knocked down. Pick myself up and then turn it around. We do what we gotta do, get to the other side of lonely.
I muted myself. That was beautiful. So I hear your kids in the background. You were telling me, how many kids do you have? You want to give them a shout out what their names are?
I have 5 kids. I have Alex, he's 17, and Liberty is 14. I have twins that are 16 and 13, Jude and Bailey. And then I have a 9-year-old named Isaiah.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Well, happy. Well, I know y'all are happy for your mom. Isn't she amazing? I almost said happy birthday. I'm losing my mind, y'all. Wow, 5 kids and teenagers, most of them. That's amazing. Wow. Let's see what Anthony says. I know that's Anthony. He's in disguise. Says, very good writing. Thank you. Have a good hook here. Good luck on this one.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah. He was on our show, what, last week, Paul?
Yeah, last week.
He's amazing. And Therese loves it. She says, beautiful. And of course she said she was blushing before that because I got to talk highly of her. Edgar gave you a 10. Kimmy said you rock. Paul put on their amazing voice. Just love is everywhere. Love is in the air. Let's see what else we have here. Somebody put another one. Hey, Carolyn, just letting you know I'm here. Miss y'all. Oh, hi, Dolores. We miss you too. Hey, at least we can keep track of each other. So Dolores and her husband moved away, but she came on here to watch this. Thank you, Dolores. We're sharing some amazing, talented people tonight, as we do every Wednesday and Thursday. I'm so glad you're here. So our musical guest is Amanda Easter. She's right up in the corner, and she sang, we played her video, and she sang one song with her guitar. So she's got another one she's going to do. Paul, what were your thoughts on that song?
I heard like a little Taylor Swift in there. Right? I mean, am I wrong? I am not a musical.
Yeah.
I don't. I listen to music. I know what good music is because I love the music that I like. I don't particularly listen to like this type.
Yeah.
But I liked it. It's like nice and slow.
I could go back farther, but I date myself. I feel like it reminds me a little bit of a very folksy in the sense that it's very personal, and it reminds me of Loretta Lynn.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's a huge compliment. I love Loretta Lynn. To me, that's a huge compliment. Don't you think, Amanda? Yeah, you've got that voice. You've got that unique voice that could take you far. We all think that. So Tanya said amazing voice and talent. So Jerry, what did you think? Give us your feedback real quick.
Oh, I thought we were done with. No, I'm teasing. No, it was nice. I wish it was a little clearer. But we could hear the lyrics, and that's the most important thing.
Yes, absolutely. I know
the guitar was little.
Is the guitar too loud?
No, it was just kind of coming in and out. It was.
It was. Yeah. So what we might want to do is, with your next song, let's all mute our mics and see if that helps. It may. I doubt it. But
mine was muted.
Yeah, because I muted mine too, because I could hear you really well when we tested everything prior, but I don't know, I don't know why, but it does sound a little tinny, right? And it sounds like it's coming in and out a little bit. But
you gotta love network networking.
Yes.
Yeah.
Those
Hey, quick
network
question.
guys, I tell you, they don't even know what they're doing. I mean, geez.
You guys, I don't know.
Yeah.
Because Paul's a network
Don't
guy.
know
That's
about
why he's
them.
saying
I
that.
really don't
That's
know
why he's
about
saying
them.
that. So what was the inspiration on that song, honey?
I really like sad songs. So a lot of times I'll just kind of get a melody in my head and start humming it, and then I'll decide, okay, this, I don't know, this needs to go here. It needs to be, it's going to be a sad song, or it's going to be a happy song,
Right.
or it's going to be a love song, or yeah, and I just kind of start writing. That one's not really.
So you made it up.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm so glad, because if you'd have came on and said, well, you see, there was this time where Daniel left me,
Yes.
I would have been like, oh, no.
Oh, that's heartbreaking. After we ask you, right? Oh, yeah, Jerry, good point.
You're tapping into people's heart and their soul and giving them
Yes.
an outlet. And so, and it's very soulful. So
Thank you.
And
Yes.
it bring, I always said when I listen to the radio that sometimes I need to be careful because it'll take me on a journey. So it takes me on a journey, a mental journey, and it's like time traveling. You're going to go where that music brings you, and so it just to be able to touch people, and you are seizing your purpose, and so a lot of us spend our whole lives putting our ladder up against a building and then getting to the top and realizing that we're on the wrong building. And so you're talented and beautiful and amazing. And that is your purpose. That's what you were meant to do. And you're coming into your purpose. And this is what God planted in you. So I just think it's awesome.
Oh, God,
Are we going to have Danielle on here more often?
Yes.
I
mean, Danielle, that was so beautiful.
Brilliantly.
Yeah. All right, Paul, we don't need you anymore. You can go.
I know.
So let's see.
Quick question,
Chris, go ahead.
if I could, real quick.
Yes.
What is your favorite thing about songwriting?
I have that you get to imagine and just kind of, I'm an introvert, and my husband, I don't express my feelings very well verbally. So it's kind of an outlet that way as well for me. And like with that last song, the main idea that I wanted to kind of portray in it too was that love is fragile. My favorite line in it was double shot whiskeys and shiny gold rings, and there's not that much space in between. Just that, it's very fragile sometimes.
Absolutely. And I want to read what Anthony said. He said, one suggestion I have is to drop the key a half a step to make your lower register much more powerful than your upper register. Will really make you stand out. Just a suggestion. Yeah. Really great idea. Really great idea. So
and that's another good thing about coming on a show like this when you have other songwriters.
Yes.
Passing advice between each other. And like,
yes.
And like Jerry said, there was one like Sharice gave him advice, or I think there was another one. I'm not sure, Jerry, if that was Sharice that told you that or not, but Jerry was talking about it, how he was like, that I should have thought about that. That was just so easy to do.
Yeah, about the lift. And you're like, what do you mean?
Was that the lift?
Yeah, I think so, right, Jerry?
She's given me a lot of advice. Okay.
Yes, I agree.
I'm gonna move my camera for a second. Sorry.
No problem. Right. So whenever you are ready, take your time, Amanda. We're ready to hear your third song, which is called the I Don't Play Love Songs.
Yes,
I don't play love songs. I love that title already. It's got to be great.
I'm trying to follow you on that camera, but it's kind of
hard.
You know what? I'm doing this on my phone, and my phone started dying.
Oh no!
Look at that. I had a lot of video. I had a lot of battery, and then now I don't. So it must be screaming. Yeah,
it is.
Yeah, it's because you're so powerful. Yeah,
you're just drawing the energy from the battery into yourself.
Danielle, I can't help but say how much I love that comment about the building. Somebody needs to write a song about with that.
Yes.
That's beautiful. That was I just keep thinking about it. Like, wow, that was
Amanda
so beautiful.
can write the song about the building.
Yes.
Yes, Amanda. And you know what? It's going to be so
special. Here we go. Jerry done broke out the guitar.
Beautiful. Yes.
I'm gonna just mute and go ahead and start working on that.
Okay. All right. So are you ready, honey?
I think I'm ready. My husband's helping me out. He's going to hold on.
Thank God for husbands. Thank God for husbands. So Vera Robinson says she wants to hear Rocket Rides. If we have time, we definitely, if you want to play it. So let's let you play this one. This one is I Don't Play Love Songs with Amanda Easter, ladies and gentlemen. Take it away when you're ready, and we're all going to mute our mics. Make sure you mute your mics, guys, just to be safe.
Okay. Spent up all my love, got me strung out like someone I don't recognize. Got a heartache inside change, feeling like a beggar in the rain, praying for the morning light. And there's no solace in the bottom of this glass for me. And all the love I thought was gonna last is washed out to the sea. So I don't play no love songs anymore. I take my time on the way home from work. I go out with my friends a lot more than I did back when you were mine and I was yours. But sometimes late at night when I can't sleep, those 6 strings, they start calling out to me. And we have us a time playing songs and drinking wine. But I don't play no love songs anymore. Where you were quicksand to my feet, I was falling fast and losing speed, going nowhere in your arms. What you got ain't what I need. Never knew how much a heart could bleed, blinded by love's fickle charms. There's no solace in the bottom of this glass for me. And all the love I thought would last is washed out to the sea. So I don't play no love songs anymore. And I take my time on the way home from work. I go out with my friends a lot more than I did back when you were mine, I was yours. Sometimes late at night when I can't sleep, those 6 strings, they start calling out to me. And we have us a time playing songs and drinking wine. But I don't play no love songs anymore. Yes, sometimes late at night when I can't sleep, well, your memory, it comes flooding back on me. And I remember why that well has run dry. And I don't play no love songs anymore.
Good job. job, Amanda.
Well,
Oh my
took
gosh.
my headphones out. My headphones. I took my headphones out.
You sure did.
Crystal was in there. I said, "You have to listen to this." She's over here. She's over here listening.
Good. I'm glad she's hearing it. Your wife, his wife, Crystal. That was beautiful, Amanda. Beautiful. So I like the story. So you used to write love songs, and now you come home late. You don't rush home. I love that. You just lost that. That's really cool. I like that a lot. So Anthony said writing songs is a tough job. You make it look easy, and that ain't easy. Bravo.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, coming from
Crystal said something about she heard a little bit of Dixie Chicks in her, because I was like, oh, yeah. So she said Dixie Chicks. So I'm like, that's what it was. Yes.
Yes, absolutely. I agree. You have that cool, unique sound.
Yes.
You guys are funny.
I love it. I love it. You're welcome. What did you think, Jerry?
Hey, I thought it was great. And you know, I appreciate it. I had a whole long list of questions before the night started, but I'm going to boil it down to just one.
Okay.
Because we can't be on here forever. Because we got to eventually talk to the author.
I know.
But if you had one piece of advice to give a new starting artist, now you should be prepared for this because you know this is coming. If you had one piece of advice for a new artist that's starting off in songwriting, what would that be?
To not be afraid to write stuff that maybe you think doesn't sound like you. That was kind of one of my hangups at first. I was like, well, this doesn't sound like me, but some of my favorite songs are stuff that doesn't really sound like me. They end up being some of my favorite ones.
So things you wouldn't normally say. Is that what you're saying?
No, just maybe even styles
Okay.
that you don't feel like I can't write that style of music because I do this. Like, don't put yourself in a box, basically.
That's excellent advice.
I only do country, or I only do,
Yes. So I see a message from Vera Robinson. I believe that's your mom. She said, please sing Rocket Rides. My advice is to write, but keep. Yeah. So what do you think about that? What do you think, guys? Do we have time for her to do one more? I know we limit it to 3. So does everybody want to hear one more Rocket Rides? Are you able to play Rocket Rides? Because it seems like everybody wants it.
You know what? I have not played that song in so long. That's my mom.
I know. Well, moms love you. Guys, you're so lucky you still have your mom, and she's still here supporting you. What do you think, Paula and Jerry? I think we have time for her to do one more. If you want to. If not, it's okay. If you don't feel comfortable with it.
She seems a little hesitant. It's probably because she was not prepared for that song.
Yes, I know.
Yeah, she's not.
Yes,
but
I know.
What,
that's too bad.
Can we listen to Rocket Rides like going to YouTube?
Yes, Rocket Rides is on YouTube. I'm thinking if you just go on YouTube and search Rocket Rides, and you might have to put Amanda Easter, but it should come up. There's actually 2. There's one that just plays the audio and it has a bunch of letters, and then there's one of an actual video.
Yeah, I saw that. That's really cool. Like kids blocks.
Prepared to do that. We definitely don't want.
While we continue on, I'll get the link and post it.
Oh, thank you, Jerry. Awesome. Thank you so much. So Amanda, you are absolutely amazing. And I am so thrilled that you chose our show and you allowed us to hear your amazing talent. I know your whole family is so thrilled with your talent and so proud of you because you're not even our family. And I'm like, so proud of you, like you're my daughter or my niece. And I'm like, go, go, go. You got this. And this is going to be a great place, Carolyn's Corner Live, at least I hope it is, a great place where you can reach out and share your future music with us. And also, I know we only did one video, but I absolutely, with your permission, would love to play that video on Monday on my radio show. Would that be okay?
Please.
Oh, yes. And I can send you I'll email it to you later. I actually have the MP3 audio for The Other Side of Lonely that I can send you to.
Yes, that would be even better. Absolutely. Thank you so much. I can't wait for you're welcome. And our show, it's a small radio show, but we're reaching more and more people and we stream it live to YouTube as well. And we're getting more and more viewers. So any option you have to get heard, I say do it. Your songs are just amazing. And I have a good feeling about you. I do.
Well, don't you guys? Thank you so much.
You are welcome. And I would love for you, if you want to, you're more than welcome to hang out while we and talk to Danielle because I know you're going to want to ask questions. I'm super excited about this.
I would like to say something to Amanda.
Yes, go ahead. Go ahead, Danielle.
So when one of the things, and this is a spoiler, but when I was in heaven, the Lord said that I would come back, gave me the opportunity to come back. And he said that, that he showed me all these people that I hadn't met yet. And even people that I had met. Like I saw my family, I knew the beginning from the end, and I saw all these people, faceless people that I had not met yet. And he said, go back, that's your purpose. Tell them how much I love them. And so every time I meet somebody,
you're gonna make me cry.
I know.
I think that it's every time I meet somebody new, I know it's God's opportunity to tell them how much he loves them. And so I don't consider anybody an accident. I don't consider any meeting chance. I consider every moment an opportunity. And so you have doubted your purpose all your life, and whether this is your thing, whether you can go all the way with this, but this is what a seed God planted in you, and you need to grow it. And so this is your wake-up call that God loves you and that you got this, and he's rooting for you. And don't believe any lies of the enemy. You got this. And he was thinking on the day I died, he was thinking about you, or I wouldn't be meeting you.
Wow.
Thank you so much.
Oh, that is so beautiful. We're always talking about on the show, Danielle, how I don't believe in coincidences either. After going through, you look back, and I didn't have that experience, and God, I just can't wait to hear all about it. That is incredible. But I believe that too. We meet everyone for a reason in our lives, and everyone is put in our path because he knows our entire path, what we're going to do and who we're going to meet, and how we can be impactful, what our goal, our purpose is. We just got to figure it out. Oh, I love that, Danielle. Oh my gosh. That is so beautiful, honey. Golly. So Amanda,
I'm so excited to meet you. I hope I meet you again. I really do.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Well, now you know each other, so it'll make it easier to do that.
It was so nice to meet you guys.
Yes.
I have to read the book.
Yeah, so Rana Renee Webb just said your book is amazing, Danielle, and I'm so excited to hear about it. So let's switch over to Miss Danielle. Please don't go anywhere, Amanda, because I know you're going to have questions. So Paul found Miss Danielle. Paul, go ahead. I'm going to let you lead this and
I didn't
ask her
really
what
find her. It's more like her husband sort of because I'm also an author, so I was talking about my books, and me, Jim, and Charles, we all decided we went hiking together in Huntsville, and this is how I learned about this. And I was talking a little bit about my stuff, and Jim's behind me, and we're on this 10-mile hike, and he goes, "Oh yeah, my wife's an author," and I'm like, "What?" Because we're talking about the show and everything, and I was like, "What do you mean?" Then he started telling me about the book, and I said, "Oh, Carolyn is just going to love this." And after I think after we got finished hiking, I went on immediately and I bought the book, and I have been I listened to it on Kindle, and it's not an audiobook, but I do that thing where you can listen to that computerized voice.
Yeah.
And because I'm driving, so as I'm driving, I listen to audiobooks and I listen to stuff, and then I'm reading. I read it when I'm on my downtime. I'm like halfway through the book right now, and there are a few things I know she's going to get to because I think she talked about just now. One of the other things that I'm not really going to ask that many questions because I'm sure Danielle sounds like a very well-spoken person who should be a motivational speaker on a stage.
So shut up, Paul.
Carolyn always takes a spotlight.
I do.
I always sit here and I'm going to talk.
I always interrupt Paul, and so when we're together at the radio station, he can hit me. No, I hit him. He's like, "Oh, I can stop you from talking now." We don't hit each other, but by the way, Jerry put your YouTube link, Amanda. So y'all jot that down to make it easier to find her music. You're welcome, sweetheart. So Danielle, I'm going to let you take it away. Go ahead, sweetie. Tell us all about it.
Well, the book just came out in December, so we're still working on Audible and those sorts of things, and kind of finding our way with the book. But about 2016, I went into the hospital because of a back surgery. I had an infection, and they didn't think it was as bad as it was, and so they didn't put me on a heart monitor, or they just put me on more antibiotics, and I had been sick for several days, and they said, you'll get to the doctor on Monday, and we'll probably just keep you on antibiotics and send you home. And so we were pretty confident that everything was okay. I was feeling pretty bad, but we thought everything was okay, and went to sleep. And then my husband, my husband tells it from his perspective. So I'll let him tell his perspective about what happened next. And I will tell you this, that my husband, from a hunting deal, is he doesn't hear good in one ear. And he has this thing he does. When he goes to sleep, he sleeps on the good ear and can't hear a thing. So now he'd been up for several days and helping me, taking care of me. And I'm sure he was exhausted. And so when we finally got to the hospital, he's sleeping in the chair. My daughter's sleeping in the bed cot. And I have 5 children too.
Wow.
And that was my oldest daughter. And he puts his good ear down and decides he's going to get a little bit of, shut eye and just stay there all night. And I go to sleep and we think everything's okay. So I'm not on a monitor or anything like that. And about 4:00 in the morning, I woke up and I thought, wow, what did they give me? I feel great. I feel amazing. I thought this is awesome. And all of a sudden I started to float above the bed. And I thought, oh, I must be dreaming. This is a dream. But it was in real time. It was slow. Like a dream is fast. It's sort of quick and you just get a sense of it. Right. And, but this was in slow motion. I was floating above the bed and I thought, this is the strangest dream I've ever had. And so got up to the ceiling. And for some reason, when I got to the ceiling, I thought, now this is different. Like as if I'm on the ceiling all the time,
Wow.
And so, and then from that moment on, I was in a total bright light, like brighter than the sun. Like if you could stare into the sun and it not hurt your eyes. And I knew I was in heaven. Now, being in heaven was like swimming. It was like being underwater in love. If love is a tangible thing, it was like being engulfed in it. And every question that I had ever asked in my life about life's purpose and why things happen the way they do and what's going on in the world and the negative stuff. And, every answer was answered with love. I mean, no matter what, the answer was love. If someone was homeless, you could fix it, love. If they were hungry, you could fix it, love. And so God's love was just so overwhelming and empowering. And I could feel like this deep love for me. And at that moment, my life in the past was like when you wake up from a dream and you barely remember it. That was my life in the past. I was totally in the moment. You could not be. And this is important for y'all because to live thinking about what happened then or in the past, right? Or to worry about what's going to happen in the future is like time travel. If you are there, you are not here. And here is what we have. Okay. This moment is what you have. There's no do-overs. We'll never touch this minute again. Right. This is a very special moment. This is the most important moment of your life right now. Right. And so, and I was totally in the moment. And, I in heaven, let me let my husband, because I want you to hear his perspective from it.
Yes.
So I'm going to tell you a little bit more about heaven in just a second. So,
yes.
Jim, what happened when you woke up and what was interesting about you waking up at that time?
Yeah. Well, that's the first thing. I am not a morning person. Period. You'd ask her. I can sleep till 10, 11 o'clock.
Me too.
Easy. I have to hit the alarm clock like 4 alarms and 3 snoozes or more just to get up.
Baby could be screaming right next to him and he's not moving, not at all.
Yeah.
But, it was very strange. Just about 4 o'clock, I woke up and I kind of turn over. I'm right next to the bed. In the chair, and I'm right next to the bed, and I kind of look at her, and she was elevated in the bed a little bit, so her head was kind of like just kind of slumped, and I figured she was uncomfortable, so I kind of turned around and I said, and she made kind of a snort noise. It's a strange kind of a noise that was unusual. So I called her name. I said Danielle, Usually all I have to do is call her name and she wakes up, and she didn't wake up. So I kind of reached over and brushed her arm and said, Danielle, and she didn't respond. And of course that concerned me. And so I shook her, and literally just kind of shook her like this and said, Danielle, pretty loud. And
Wow.
She was unresponsive. The lights were kind of dark, but from what I could tell, she looked very pale. And what was really amazing, though, at the same time, right as I noticed that I realized she's not breathing, there is a CNA comes into the room just to come in and check on her at that exact moment. And I looked up at her and said, she's not breathing. And she runs out of the room. And just so happens that same moment, there's a charge nurse coming down the hallway and just to make some rounds. And the CNA said, she's not breathing. We need to do something. The charge nurse ran in, and how they flattened the bed out. They immediately flattened the bed and started CPR. And she realized immediately she was not breathing. They called code blue, exactly what you hear in the kind of the movies in a sense. And she starts working on her, and I'm just in shock at this moment. So I'm trying to, but then the people start flooding in the room at that moment. My daughter was sleeping on a little couch kind of thing that they had in the room. It's kind of a pretty nice room. Well, she wakes up, is startled by all this, and is of course freaking out, and she runs out of the room. And so I kind of moved the chair out of the way, and people are rushing in, and I was just in that moment, I said, okay, God, you got this. And I knew I needed to go be with my daughter because she was really, freaking out.
Of course.
And so we end up in the hallway. I go out in the hallway with her, and of course people are flooding in the room, and my daughter's crying and she's praying, and we're both, praying together in the hallway. And, I hear somebody yell out of the room, where's the crash cart? And of course, crazy things go through your mind. I'm like, this is a hospital. Don't they know where the stinking crash cart is?
Yeah.
But at that moment, someone comes running down the hallway, with the crash cart. And so,
God.
It becomes quite surreal. You hear that many times, and it really does. It's almost like, is this really happening? And so they rush in there, they're working on her, and I can hear them work. We're kind of around the corner from the room, so we can't see in the room, but they're working on her. And of course you hear the, clear, you literally hear that. And someone says clear, and you hear kind of the jump noise of the shock. And then of course there's the pause, and you just wait. And they said no pulse.
Oh my God.
And
they couldn't get needles in me either. My veins were flat. So they had to drill a hole into the bone marrow of my leg to put medicine in.
Oh my God.
My veins.
Yeah.
I had been gone a little bit.
Yeah, we found out that she had ventricular fibrillation, which is basically the heart's just kind of quivering. So in all essence, there's no blood flow at all.
No blood flow to the brain.
In her body.
Oh my God.
Anything. So I got real with God right there. And
I bet.
Let me tell you something. There's a difference between, kind of saying your prayers and getting real. Mm-hmm. And I encourage everybody to be extremely real. Be honest with yourself. Be honest with God, because He hears your heart. And at that moment, it's like you hear the term saying time stopped. It was almost like it really did. And I'll go through this quickly so we can get to what my wonderful wife has to say. But I said what sounded kind of like a selfish prayer. And what came out of my mouth was, God, I don't want to be a single dad again. I was a single dad for about 7 years. My wife was actually a single mom for 13 years before we met. She had 2 children. I had 2 children, and we have 1 between us. So we have 5 as well. Man.
Wow.
And, but in my heart was, I don't want to live the rest of my life without her. Oh, and it really, comes a point with God when you're so just absolutely real and open in your heart before Him. Words almost don't even matter, because it's like a heart to heart conversation. And even though that prayer sounded very selfish, God knew what I was feeling in my heart. I didn't want my kids to have to face my kids and say, your mom's gone, and then not to live the rest of their lives without their mother, and then what's that she could be with them. And, God heard my prayer. It's the only thing I can say, because they went to do more work, and they shocked her again. And then they got a pulse. And that was at least 5 minutes that we're aware of on record. We don't know how long she had been breathing before I even woke up and found her, or not breathing, actually.
Wow. Oh my gosh. I can't imagine that. Oh God. Whoa. Go ahead,
Yeah,
Danielle.
that's crazy.
Gosh, that is crazy.
And I read the book. And
Yeah.
I'm reading the book, and I've already got past this part, and I'm still like, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So, so I'm in heaven, and life is just a remnant. All this world, just a remnant. I'm not thinking about my husband, my kids, anything. All I am is thinking about love and getting this download of God's love and purpose and identity from God. And I see someone in front of me in the distance, and I thought I have to know her. I know her, and the minute I thought I needed to get closer, I moved. And so people always ask me, "Is there a floor in heaven?" No, I just moved with the power of thought. One moment I was here, the next moment I was there, and within inches of the her face, and so. I had been doing stuff for cosmetology and different things for business. And I had been on television, and I had platinum as a hairdresser, had platinum blonde hair. And so when people would look for me, they'd look for that lady they saw on television that had platinum blonde hair. Right. And so I had kept my hair blonde for years. And I see this woman in front of me, and she has long, dark hair. And I look at her and I don't recognize her. And all of a sudden I look at her eyes and I realize that's me. And she was a perfect version of me. She was like all that God intended me to be, right? How I am and who I am spiritually. And I was seeing my identity for the first time. I think that the devil was an identity thief, right? And he was the first thing he ever tried to do was steal God's identity, right? And you're made in his image, so why shouldn't he try to steal yours? And so all of our lives, we get lies planted into our lives about who we are and what we can and can't do. And we actually have spiritual superpowers, right? So, but I'm seeing this for the first time, and it isn't anything like I imagined who I was, or what I thought about myself. I had low self-esteem, overweight, low self-esteem, didn't like myself, was always striving, and happiness was always just out of reach, right? And so I see this beautiful, fierce woman, and I thought, wow, I want to be that, right? And I said, is that my new body? And at that moment, the Lord, I believe, heard Jim's prayer, because he said one statement. He said it out loud, the first time out loud. Everything else was a download, but this was out loud. He said, "You have a family." And the minute he said that, I could see into the hospital room, and I could see everything that was happening. And I knew everything that I had died, that they were working on me. I could see them working on me. I could see my husband and daughter, like I'm looking into an architect's diorama. I'm looking down, and I see my husband and daughter hugging in the hallway, and I see all these people in my life, and I instantly, all at one time, it didn't have to be processed. I knew instantly what their reaction would be to my death, right? That they would be sad, that life would be interrupted, and then I saw all these people that I had not met yet, and I saw my family, but I also saw God's family. I felt this huge burden. The burden was I saw the Lord and how much he loved people, and he wanted to know that he doesn't love them corporately. He doesn't love them generally. He is personal. He loves them personally, individually. He knows every bad, sad moment you have. He's capable of it. He's not a man, right? He's God. And so the maker of the universe knows you personally, and he wants a relationship with you. Wow. And I said, they have to know this. They have to know this. And he said, if you go back, you're going to have to go through something. And I didn't think about the going through something, because the purpose was so much bigger than anything I could possibly go through, right, in my mind at that moment, right? And the instant I said that, boom, I was back in my body, and I opened up my eyes, and there was a little Muslim doctor who with her little hijab on. And, I have to admit, I had prejudices. I always thought, Christians are, we're the Christians and they're the Muslims, and I always made it, separated and all that kind of stuff. And I was just in love with her. I was in love with people, souls. They were treasures. And so all of that went away. And I looked to the next to me, and there was a respiratory therapist, and he had not been able to get me intubated there this whole thing. No oxygen to my brain and no intubation, right? And so for over 5 minutes, and I shouldn't be I should have brain damage or not, or have something going on, but I'm totally fine. And he said, I guess I won't need this. She's talking. I said, I need to see my husband. I said, I need to tell my husband about this. All I could think of is I had been somewhere and I wanted to tell Jim about my journey. And to me, death was like walking out of a doorway into another room and coming back. It was not scary. There was no deadline, right? There was no deadline for death. And it was like, oh, I went somewhere. They said, do you know your name? They're asking me all this questions. Do you know your name? Do you know what year it is? They're trying to decide if I have brain damage. And I said, no, I went somewhere. And they said, no, you died. And I said, no, I went somewhere. I need my husband, and I need to get out of the bed. I need to talk to my husband. And they said, you can't get out of the bed. You just died. We're bringing you to ICU. And so they wrapped up the bed and rolled it out in the hallway. And I see Jim and Gabby as I go by, and I'm grabbing him like, come, you got to get in the elevator. I was more awake and alive than I had ever been. And and so but and then then came the questions. Over the days I had all these questions, like all my preconceptions about what I would see when I went to heaven. I got angry. I sort of mourned heaven. I'm like, why did you show me that and then bring me back here? This is not fun. Why would you let me see the perfect woman and then I got to come back? I'm still fat. I'm still broken. I'm still sick. I still got, things going on with my back. And so, but so anyway.
Okay, Neil, thank you.
And so I still have all that going on. And so I had a lot of questions and that I went through with God about, why did you need me to see me? And in the book, it's really my perspective about finding out who God sees me as and learning to love me and life and people and realizing how precious everybody is and how special it is to be here. So
wow. Oh my gosh. Well, I want to know, did you see when you saw heaven? Was it just a bright light, or did you actually see like a city or anything like that? Or were you just standing?
In the book, I actually say that I did not get the tour of heaven. I was like, I think that this was a teachable moment for me. I think that there are some people that go and they see Jesus and they see a city and they see gates. And I believe all of that's true. Yeah. But I think that God loves me so individually and you so individually that he showed me the one thing. He had an opportunity to show me the one thing that I needed to see, and that's me. And and how he sees me, so that I could go live the rest of my life on another plane, on another level, right, with God and in life and be happy.
It's almost like it's almost like a different consciousness, isn't it? I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's what I would think. Wow. Because I lost 2 family members within a short period of time. My sister was one. And, she had a near-death experience before that. And she saw my dad. But that's all she remembered. She saw my dad, who's been gone for 30 years. And, we just lost her in December as well, 2 years before the pandemic. And, of course, I can't help but wonder, are they, my mom too. Of course, I believe that they're okay. And that's the way I kind of feel about it. I always think it's just literally like through a door. It's not, I don't know, but that's just interesting to me.
Yeah. I think it's another dimension. I think that it's not, we tend to think this is the end and then there's not anything. I kind of liken it to being a caterpillar and seeing yourself as a butterfly, that you've evolved to the next thing. And it's not something to be afraid of. If you love the Lord, the Lord, Jesus, there's nothing to be afraid of. And it's nothing to think that there's nothing you're going to miss out on. Right.
Yeah.
Take all the love that you had in this world with you And so, you know, it's you know, there was a man who, there was a story in the Bible that talked about a man who went to hell, and hell for him was to remember everything on earth and remember what he had not done, right? The regrets. And when they talk about heaven in the Bible, they talk about no more sorrow, no more sadness, no more pain. And so I really can tell you that it is glorious, and there's no more sorrow, no more sadness.
Wow.
Everything that you consider discounted about yourself, that's all gone. That's not who you are. And anything people who you are not the sum of the hairs of your head, or your bank account, or what you look like, or your weight on a scale, or any of those things. You are so much, much more. And so we need to just take the filter off and show our true souls and stuff like that. So,
oh my gosh, that is so beautiful. I can't even imagine. Go ahead, Paul, or who was that said something? I'm sorry.
That was me.
Go ahead, Jim.
One part of the book too, and she struggled with this for a while. It took about 5 years before she actually wrote the book, and so she was struggling where she should or shouldn't, and the Lord just kept leading her there. But one thing she did too is it's a bit of a memoir, a little bit of her life and where she was leading up to the point of the experience, and then a lot of the lessons she learned afterwards. But she's, being honest here and kind of open, she was struggled a lot with her identity, who she was and really was. She lost her dad at a fairly young age. She was just a teenager when and so, sometimes that people who either have missing fathers in their family or lose a father, sometimes there's some identity issues that can happen from that. But what was an amazing thing that happened is when this experience happened, it was Father's Day.
Oh,
and
wow.
She got to speak and have some time with the Father and Creator of the universe. A lot of people say this or see people. Well, she needed to see her father, and he knew that. And he basically was helping her to give her the identity that he's like, this is who you are. This is how much I love you. This is how I see you. This is how I created you. And
wow.
But it was actually on Mother's Day at 4 a.m.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Yeah. So Christine wants to know, how long has it been since this experience?
2016.
Yeah. So 5.5 years.
Wow, and it's completely changed your life. So you're not afraid to say anything to anyone now. You're just going to share that. Now, that's what I'm thinking, right?
I know. I'm not afraid.
Like, not afraid, but you know what I mean. It's like, I'm going to share this. Yeah.
This is one so awesome. And let me just kind of reiterate that this moment is your most important one. You will never touch it again. Seize it.
Yeah.
Do it. Go write the book. I struggled with the book a little bit because I had dyslexia, right? And I thought, I can't write a book, right? And right. And so I really was hard on my husband because I was like, Jim, you need to help me write a book. You were valedictorian. You need to help me write a book.
Yes.
And so I was, and he didn't have time. He's working, and so and the Lord, I have kind of downloads now, that I think we all hear God's voice, but I don't think we always tune in, right? He's always talking to us, but we don't always tune in. And so now I'm more tuned in to what God has to say. So, hearing the voice of God, I'm praying and I'm talking to the Lord. And I said, Lord, I can't write this book, And he said, Danielle, when you see me again, you're going to stand before me alone. Whatever you do, right? And so it's our life, it's our journey, it's ours to do. And whatever, think about it like standing in a river and that water rushing by. That same water will never rush by again. So every person, the souls I store up, the people I meet, and get to tell them how much they're loved and how special they are.
Right.
Those are like treasure stored up in heaven, because the only people you get to meet in heaven are the ones you bring with you. Right. And so, or the ones who got there before you. So you may see family members, but, I would never want to go to heaven having the regret of not talking to somebody about the Lord. Anybody I come across is important. And because, I could never be there. It would be hell to be there and know that I had the opportunity to tell somebody how much God loved them and wanted to change their life. And then I let that moment go by. I am his hand and his voice in the world.
Wow.
And so it's up to me, and it's up to you to be that.
That is so beautiful, Danielle.
To be the change engine.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
So my question is, really, and I'm probably going to take this maybe in a different direction. I don't know. But anyway, so what happens when you have somebody who hears your story, but they're like, I don't actually believe that you went to heaven, that you basically, that you're making it. How do you handle that? Or how do you talk to someone about that?
I've had people say, oh, well, you had like maybe you had a medication experience, or you had some sort of other experience. I've had people, and naysayers or whatever. I can only do me. I can't do you. I can pray for you. I can love on you, and I can tell you, I love you, and ask him yourself, because you know what? If you will press in and you will talk to God, I know he will answer you. And I think we all think, that little voice in the back of our head that says, don't go through that stop sign because you might get hit, right? Or don't do this because something might happen. And we think of them as little serendipities. That's the Lord talking to you.
Yeah.
And he is tuned into you, and it's tuned into him. And so I think that all I can do is pray for people and say, and love them. They can say, oh, I don't believe you. I don't believe it really happened. And I'm like, can you see a headache? You feel a headache. We could all say we had a headache, but I could say, I don't believe you had a headache, right?
Yeah.
And only it happened, right?
Yes.
And so it's my truth. And so.
And that's what's important. It's your truth.
Yes, absolutely. Jerry, what do you have, sir?
Well, yeah, I'm a couple times.
I'll be right back, guys. I'm gonna turn my camera off. I'll be right back.
Got it. I got you covered. Anyway, no, I was gonna say, I do a lot of joking about on this, on the podcast. I can't joke here because there's no,
I know.
Other than the fact that you said that you were dyslexic, I can't talk. I kind of laughed at that. So yeah, I am too. But they didn't kick me out of the military, so I was good. Keep going.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you for your service.
No, that's one of those things where the doctor says you're doing okay, so we'll just not talk about it. And you keep going. But anyway, it's your story. I've watched and I've read many books about different people that went through a similar experience. And the thing is, it is so similar to so many other people. And the only people that it seems to be different with is the ones that you find out later on. Yeah, it didn't happen. They're kind of making stuff up. And so, when people are talking to you about, I don't think that this is something that happened. Well, I don't see how it can't be, because it's so, like you were talking about, you thought about going to where this person was and you were there. I've heard that over and over again about how you move, and this is what other people that have had near-death experiences.
And I've caught those things too with other people. I'm like, oh yeah, that's and the feeling and this and that. I've caught those things. If I could have written my story about heaven for myself, if I had decided to make it up, I would have said that I saw.
Sorry, guys.
I would have said that I saw Jesus and we had a conversation and this is what he said. I would have been able to beat you over the head with the Bible all day long, because I would have to say I was a prejudiced Christian, a judgmental Christian, in that I'm right and you're wrong, and that's it. But I came back and I did not have the story that I want. I'm like, why would you show me? Why would you bring me in heaven and show me? It seemed obvious.
I thought I was supposed to see this and this. Yeah.
I wanted to see Jesus. I want to see the gate. I want to see the gold street.
Yeah.
If so many people ask me, if everybody gave me $1 that asked me about,
I bet you'd be a billionaire.
It's funny that you're talking about that, because when
I'm gonna put that on the screen so y'all can see.
When I was reading this, I went to Carolyn's house and we're talking about it a little bit. And she said, well, what do you think about it? I said, well, it's not exactly what I was expecting. And and I think
because
what
you
I was
expect this
expecting,
date and the road and the
yeah, and that's what I was expecting. And I even told her, I'm like, she saw herself. And
so
I
cool.
just,
That's sort of
it's
different.
so,
Wow.
yeah, it's so different. I was just like, I was
I
not
found
expecting.
myself in heaven. That's the name of the book. I found myself in heaven.
Wow.
And that was, I think, like I said, I think it was my teachable moment. I think it was God's opportunity to do some spiritual surgery on me, and
Wow.
and knowing just how much that the God of the universe thought it was important enough to catch me. And so, one of the things that's interesting about this is that I wrote in my diary because I had been praying to be healed of the back thing. And I had written in my diary an angry prayer to God only days before.
Wow.
Months after I came back, right? I said, God, I prayed to be healed. I'm tithed. I go to church. I'm a good Christian. All the works that you think that you should do to, be on the straight and narrow. And I said, and you haven't chosen to heal me. So I guess I'm going to have to just go have this surgery and face my worst fear, dying. Because I'd had a friend who'd had a similar surgery and died. And so it was the most fearful thing I had to go through. And here I had pinned my own death. The Bible says that your tongue is a two-edged sword, right? And that, what you speak, you can have. If he spoke the world into existence and you are made in his image, then what you say makes a difference. And so I spoke my own death and God in his good grace saw fit on Father's Day to catch me up and say, no, that's not who you are. This is who you are.
Amazing.
And I'm going to send you back and you're going to tell other people who they are. And so, and you're going to, I would have, Amanda, I wanted to write a song. I used to want to be a singer all my life. And I thought I'm going to go sing and do songs and all that kind of stuff. And songwriters are so amazing because they can take everything. You could write a song about my book and you can get it all in 4 minutes. And I had to write this much. I had to write all that to say the same thing you say in 4 minutes. And, and how funny it is for me that God say, write a book, right? When I'm dyslexic. And I never thought before that I could write a book. I even hired a ghostwriter, and the first draft, he said, this is junk. This is awful. Right. And so I said, okay, all right. So I hired a ghostwriter. He said, this is awful. I said, let me just revisit this. And so I prayed and I said, I need a vacation, Lord. I need to revisit this. And then somebody at Jim's work just gave him a vacation. They said, go to our vacation house and see the house. We'll let you go there for free on an island.
Are you kidding?
Florida. I'm not kidding.
So God just said, here's your vacation.
And so we were there for 10 days. And in 10 days,
wow.
I said, let's revisit the, outline. And in that 10 days of praying and being on this island with nothing else going on there, just a island, I wrote the book in 10 days. And when I brought it back to the ghostwriter, he said, you don't need me.
Wow.
And so I'm a dyslexic. Okay. Yeah. I never wrote anything in my life. I barely made it through high school. I had to stay late at school to pass typing so that I could graduate. Yeah. So, and I'm going to write a book. So
that's incredible. He made all the ways clear so you could do that. And that's what I'm always talking about too. Whatever we're doing, I keep telling my husband, for whatever reason, God is making these things happen. He is. And I believe that 100%. I don't know why, but I know that I'm supposed to be doing it. You know what I mean? So,
and we are meeting so many wonderful people.
Yes. Oh my God. It's so awesome. It really is.
It's not that big a deal. You guys,
Yeah. So, Amanda, did you have anything you'd like to ask or add? I saw Neil's comment.
I just wanted to say, I think, the whole part with you being dyslexic, I think God uses it sometimes to do things that are impossible and for us, because otherwise people would think it was just us. And whenever he uses you to do something that's not really in your capability of doing, then all the glory goes to him,
Yeah.
Excellent point. So Young said that's true. Whatsoever happens before I get mad, I have to remember I am a disciple of Jesus Christ first. So I be nicer with the one that makes me sad. That's excellent, Young. That's beautiful. I like that. It's true. You have to stop and think, wait a minute before I do this. Young, I know I said it wrong again, Paul. I'm so sorry. By the way, thanks for being here, Young. I can't do it.
I want to tell her too that the very first song I ever wrote was a Christian song, and it was called "I Am Loved." And sometime I'll have to send it to you, Carolyn. I'd love to get you guys' Facebook.
I bet it's so beautiful.
And I want to read the book now.
Yes, me too. Yes.
And I thought about that too, because I hear love songs all the time that aren't Christian songs, that are just love songs. And when I hear them, I think about God, and so even that I'm your reason and you're my rhyme, that kind of stuff. I was like, I'm over here worshiping, and so I love my husband, but I developed a love relationship with my father, and so that I never thought, because God doesn't get good billing. Jesus is, we all talk about Jesus, but our Heavenly Father, Jesus, and I'm not going to argue about Trinity or anything like that, because I don't know.
Yeah.
All I know is that I love them both, and or one, I don't know. I have no idea. I can't answer that, but I needed a father, and so I got what I needed. That was my spiritual surgery, and so it's. But I think the low self-esteem and all the drama that I had went through, I went through a lot of drama and trauma in my life before. There's a big soap opera. People used to want me to write a book about the soap opera of my life, right? And there's a big soap opera before that, before I met Jim, which was my biggest testimony, meeting my husband. And so seeing and so seeing, how God took me out of all of these lies, took all those lies and uprooted them and said, no, I think one of my favorite chapters is Googling God, right? And I'm sitting there praying and I'm Googling God about all the questions,
Oh, what a great idea. Amanda, there's your next song. Oh my God. I say Amanda because I know. Yeah. Googling God, that's beautiful. For real, I can already hear how it's going to sound. That's a great idea.
And that's actually one of the things I was going to talk about too, because there's a few things in the book that I would love just to pick your brain about, but I'm not going to talk about a lot of them because I don't want to ruin it for people who are going to read this. One of them is, and I'm going to tell everybody, the RSVP part is, I was like, huh. The RSVP.
Wow.
Yeah. RSVP heaven.
Oh, and by the way, I tried to put the link up for the book, but it was too long. It wouldn't let me pop.
Hold on.
So your book, tell everybody where your book is available. I'm going to put a picture of it up. We're not leaving yet, but I want to show them.
All books are sold. It's Amazon, everywhere. Barnes and Noble, Google, Walmart.
I found myself in heaven by Danielle Royce. You're going to want to get this book. Really. Yeah. I can't wait. I got to get it. And I have dry eyes. So funny. I keep using it as an excuse. I can't read Paul's books because I tried and my eyes start burning. But I'm going to read a little bit at a time. Well,
I'm going to talk to her audio guy because I need help with
that
stuff too.
And what's funny is, Danielle, what's so funny about that is I'm actually doing this whole thing with my book. We're actually doing a thing that's why I'm sitting right now in my audio booth. And we're making my book into an audiobook.
Okay.
And so I'm going to get some experience doing that too. So yeah, if you need advice, as soon as we figure this out, if you need advice, we can help you out too. Because that's what this is all about.
Many people need to hear it. So many people need to hear it more than read it. Because I just think it's so important. Even our prayers need to be. Sometimes we need to get in the car where nobody can hear us and just pray out loud. Because it says here, faith comes by hearing, right? That wasn't an accident, right. So our spirit man needs to tell our body what to do. Right. And so cause we're 3-part beings. Right. And so, you either lead with the physical, you either lead with what's close to you. Like I feel pain, I feel cold, I feel upset, I feel sad, I feel happy. Right. But emotions are a roller coaster. And if you spend your life hooking in on emotions, you're always going to be on a roller coaster. But if you spend your life walking in the spirit, now that is that woman I saw in heaven. And so she's solid, right?
That's so beautiful.
And
I always think about to be still, because I went through an experience with my son was very sick and I was really, really worried. I couldn't sleep. We weren't sleeping. I was trying to keep an eye on him. It was really bad. And I didn't know what to do. I hadn't slept for 2 days either. And I was so stressed. And I'll never forget it because it affected my whole life after that. And I literally sat down on the couch and I felt, I can't even describe it, except it started at the top of my head and went all the way down to my toes, this overwhelming peace. Yeah. And I looked at my husband and I said, he's going to be okay. And it was the strangest thing, but it really affected me. And I said, it's like God's love just said, I got you. Because I sat down for a minute and I was still and I was quiet. You know what I mean? It's like, I've been trying to get your attention and I'll never forget it. It really changed me. A lot of things in my life have changed me. And it was just like, I felt the most amazing love that I had ever felt. And I could just talk about it all the time. It's just like, you can't describe it until you feel it.
Go to heaven to feel that, right?
Yes.
That's what you're saying. And that's what I've been trying to tell people. Don't wait till you get there. Do it now. Right.
Yes.
If I could have known what I know now, I would be doing it every day.
Oh my gosh.
Stepping into the love. And
yes. So. I can just imagine.
Well,
I can just imagine. Gosh, go ahead, Jerry.
And I think we should, I know we got some people out here. We have Charisse, there's Christine Beam. Well, shout out. Billy Fleming.
Thank you. Yes.
Young. Yeah, I'm messing it up now too.
Me too. I'm sorry.
They're all songwriters, and maybe they should really start going toward that Christian songwriting thing,
Absolutely.
There needs to be more of it. And because, there's a very small group. I still hear the same songwriters that I heard, 15 years ago, still writing songs, and those are the same ones on the radio. It's like the group doesn't change very much, but, people, it's okay to talk about, we need to make God popular again, right?
Yes.
And we need to get him out of the religious realm and get him into, he's cool with us realm. So,
absolutely. And the only thing is, the reason you don't see that many new writers is because it's very, very difficult to get in the scene and get your songs out there. That's why most of us struggle forever. Anthony, that was on here earlier, he's been writing for 40, 50 years. And he's still never gotten anyone to record his songs. And they're great, and that's just an example. It is hard. It is very hard. But it's like, gosh, you just keep praying. And maybe one day, the right person will come along. All you have to do is have faith. If it's meant to be, it'll be.
Listening to Amanda's songs, God created life. He's interested in life.
Yes.
It doesn't necessarily have to be a song specifically to Jesus or about God or something of that nature. But if you can take and use your talent to talk about life and give people some kind of hope, that's huge.
And an outlet, just
in and of itself.
That's a special intuition that you have. That's a gift.
Yes.
And so, and that gift is so special to me because, you being able to sing about something that you have no experience in,
right?
And us believe it. That you had experience, like, oh, did that happen to you? Right? Because you it sounds so real. That is such a great intuition type thing. And, so many people are sitting out there and they're lonely and they're in their own little world and their own little box, and they think nobody understands them. And then they hear that song and it touches a chord and they're like, I'm not alone.
And that is why
singing the blues, they're not alone.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Wow, so beautifully said, Danielle. Oh my gosh, what a blessing. It is a blessing to have you on this show, honestly. And Amanda and all of you guys, really a blessing. I am so excited. I was looking so forward to this show. And Jim.
I'm blessed to have her. That's why.
Yes.
That's why I'm blessed.
You really are.
You're not going to sleep in a hammock tonight, Jim.
Nope.
Yeah, I completely agree.
When you were sleeping in that hammock in the 20-degree weather, and I said, "Are you having fun yet?"
Yeah, I know. And the crazy,
my electric blanket.
Yeah, the cool thing is, it's because of your prayers that she's still here. Yeah. Obviously, because God heard your prayers.
You always like, oh, she's so wonderful and stuff like that.
Yes.
I said, do you realize that you prayed a prayer that raised somebody from the dead?
Basically. Wow.
It wasn't
Hi, Sean. Welcome.
But you tapped into God, and I rose from the dead. So don't discount a heartfelt prayer. Prayer moves mountains.
Heartfelt.
That is amazing.
Getting absolutely real. Getting real. Don't be ashamed of what you're feeling. Take it to God, no matter what it is. He's going to listen.
You don't have to be spiritual or religious.
He loves you and desires to have a relationship with you.
Oh,
God
I love
what
that.
denomination you are.
I love that. So Sean just made it. He said he's late, but he made it. So Sean, you're gonna want to go back and watch the whole show. Okay, not yet. We're almost done, but go back and watch it. It is amazing. We had our amazing Amanda Easter on here. We had Miss Danielle and Jim Royce. Miss Danielle and her husband, Jim Royce, sorry. And this has just been a great night. I know it's Mrs. I just say Miss.
All right, Paul.
Yeah, it has really been a great show. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. I'm so grateful and so blessed to have you guys on this show. And I pray that you have nothing but success and God's blessing, and that you continue to encourage others and grow and just help so many people. Because together, I say it all the time, Paul and Jerry know, together we can change the world one little corner at a time. And even if it's just being kind, and, we can spread the love of God. And gosh, it's just so wonderful. And that's what our platform is. Let's just spread the love. Let's spread the love, share the love. And, yes, absolutely. And you both just represent that beautifully. I'm just blessed. I really am blessed that you came on the show.
It's amazing that whenever we created the show, I wasn't expecting to find like this many people so fast and this talented, and I'm blown away by the responses and the people that we've had on here, because it's a testimony just to talk to people.
It is
that normally we wouldn't have a conversation like this. I'd hardly ever talk to songwriters. I talk to authors a lot, but I talk to them on TikTok.
Yeah.
Just so happened Jim just brought it up, and I was able to talk, bring her on here and say, hey,
thank God you did, Jim. Thank God you did. So your brother Michael said the thing with
I don't want to know what he has to say.
A lot of people are scared to admit they love that music, but if they listen to it, it touches everyone a different way. And it's crazy how if you feel the words, it helps with everything you're going through in life. Amen to that, Michael.
Yes,
it's true.
That's true. Now, that is my brother.
Yes.
I can't.
I'm so glad
he actually said something intelligent. No, I'm just
kidding.
He
did. Good job, Mike. Good job. Thank you so much.
And I want to thank my sister Rana earlier for watching. I love you, Rana.
Yes, I think it's wonderful that y'all brought so many people on with you tonight. I would like to encourage everyone to please continue watching our show. Please keep sharing. We are trying to get our family to grow. And that is the only way it's going to grow, is if you share, tell your friends and family about it. Remember, we are live feeding right now to Facebook and YouTube and Twitch. And then when we're done tonight, I'm going to go and download the audio into Anchor, and it'll be on Spotify, and it will be on Google. I like saying Google. It'll be on Google Podcasts too. So
and YouTube.
Oh, God.
And YouTube. Yes. So make sure, please. To me, you're part of our group now, as far as I'm concerned, part of our family. So we need,
and learning, because we don't know about how to promote stuff or do any of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, we're learning. We're all learning, and that's the cool thing. We're learning together.
To what we are doing here is helping promote. And people who actually have the experience and know how to do it can actually, especially with this little group that we're getting, our group is growing. And with this little group, if you have questions, you can just put it on our Facebook page, because we have people that are willing to help and go out. It's funny. I was going to say something is that let's put Jim to work to build you an audio booth like this, so you can do your recording yourself.
And you know what? I went to the studio today here in my hometown, and he has just a little recording studio. It's just a little booth. And I thought, wow, that's perfect, because it's not a big thing. It's literally just a booth like that goes around your head. And I thought, well, and it's almost like, it looks like it's on a mic stand. I'm sure it's not a mic stand, but you know what I mean? And it just goes, it's like this and like this. And I thought, well, that's simple enough. So you don't have to have a whole recording booth.
No.
It's something that you could take down. But I'm just saying, just a thought. So Mike said he wants to say happy anniversary to his parents.
Yes, it was my parents.
See what he said here.
It's my parents. It's my brother. I'm trying to get him into comedy, just like everyone's trying to get me into comedy. So it would be awesome to have my brother on here just doing comedy, except it has to be clean.
Yes. Yes, absolutely.
It's all right. I got some Orbits. Clean it up with Orbits.
Clean it with Orbits. Remember that? So Amanda and Danielle and Jim, go ahead, Paul.
I just want to say something. I know I get to interrupt you now. Yes.
I know.
Yes. So it's my parents' 49th wedding anniversary today.
Wow. That's awesome.
And so they've been married for 49 years. That's what my brother put it on there. So I thought I would just say, just in case they go back and watch it, make, oh, my son does love me. Yes, I do love them.
Of course, you better love them. And I wish we could stay on here all night to talk, but
hold on,
it's
Jerry.
already. Jerry, go ahead. Go ahead, Jerry.
I did want to ask a question though, Danielle. How are you doing physically? How's your back? all that going now?
There's and this is in the book, but I at the end of 7 months in the hospital, I was still sick and praying for people in the hospital getting healed. And there's some stuff in the book that but I got to the day where they tell me I might die again. And I made a video for my kids, and it's in there. It's so special. And it's really, I suggest you all read it, because it's not just to my kids, it's to everyone. It was really the downloaded message that God gave me. And it reaches so many people. But
oh my goodness.
Maybe one day I'll do a reading of it or something. But I got to that day, and I didn't want to see any rehab people. They had put me in a clean room environment. I couldn't do anything. And I said, I need to make a will, and they're like, we don't do wills, So I made this video for my kids. And I got to the end of that video, and I heard the Lord speak, and he said, when are you going to believe me? And I realized that I had, I thought, I'm a Christian, I'm special, I'm blah, 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 right? And that I realized I was doubting Thomas. I was the person who didn't believe him. And I said, oh, I have a choice. And so I told them, do that test again. I don't have that. Do the test again. I booked a flight to Seattle to start a business a few weeks later. I booked a real estate course. I booked everything on my bucket list a month out, that next month.
Wow.
And I said, I'm out of here. I said, Lord, if you want to bring somebody else for me to pray for, I ended up praying for somebody in ICU that got healed, which was amazing.
Wow.
And I said, but I am healed and I am done. And I had lost skin. I had a problem with a boot. I had a torn Achilles from all the antibiotics, and I had this boot, and I sold it on Craigslist. I'm not wearing that boot out of here. And I'm healed. I'm good. My spirit man is whole, and it's going to tell my body what to do, and I'm going to walk it out.
Yes.
And within a week, I was out of the hospital. Now, it took time to recover and get my energy back. There's physical things to it, but I'm good. I'm really good.
That's awesome.
And I just lost 50 pounds. So I'm really excited.
Wow.
And so
that's amazing.
That was something I never thought I could do. I didn't think it was possible for me to lose weight. And
now you're realizing you can do anything. You're like Superwoman.
I do it. I'm just going to do it. So
yeah, I love that. Oh my gosh. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I have had a blast having you on. I wish we could stay all night. I really do. And I'm trying not to rush. It's already 9:20. So, is there anything else y'all want to add? I can always split this up into 2 shows. Paul and I talked about it, but we're going over just a few minutes. Paul, do you have anything else you want to add, sir? Or Jerry, do y'all have anything else you want to add?
I would actually, go ahead, Jerry. Go ahead.
Happy birthday, Rayanne. My oldest daughter's birthday today.
Oh, well, happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Carolyn, Carolyn,
yes,
Carolyn,
yes.
You ready?
Yeah,
you ready?
I'm ready. Oh, God.
1, 2.
What's her name? What's her name?
Rayanne.
Rianne. Okay, here we go.
Rianne.
Happy birthday to you. Why are we all out of sync?
Oh, God.
Happy birthday. Oh, my God.
We should have invited you.
Oh, my God. Happy birthday, dear Rihanna.
Special Amanda, you're telling us.
I forgot the name. Happy birthday to you.
It doesn't come to everybody else.
That was as bad as it gets.
I think we broke it.
But the spirit of it is there. We do.
Yes. And I want to thank all of our viewers and listeners. Without you, we wouldn't even be here. We wouldn't even have a show. Let's see. Rana said, love you, sister, and so love your message. Oh, that's wonderful. I agree. I agree.
And I just want everyone on the show to remember what we're here for and why we're here. We're not here for ourselves. We are here to help everyone out that wants to come on the show to promote their stuff, books, comedians, any type of talent. So if you know somebody who's struggling, who's trying to struggle either to get their stuff out, send them our way. Jerry is an awesome person to talk to. He can actually go through stuff, and he's kind of our buffer with the music. Don't send it to me because I'm like, oh, that sounds good. I'll send it to everybody on because I just like everything sounds good. Because I'm just, help. I just like helping everybody. And Carolyn had this idea of doing the show, and it's amazing.
I know
that we can meet everyone and say, wow, this is crazy. And and some of our, it's like your story, Danielle. Some people probably won't fully listen to it just for the simple fact that it's probably put in that text. But I want everyone to understand, if you just listen to the message is so powerful. And
it is.
And
it
think
definitely
about
translates into outside of the God box. It translates.
Yes.
It's a fruit that keeps
everything.
going.
Yes.
And Neum just said, "May your day filled with blessings of God." And Michael said, "Y'all are bad." But he put dollar sign. I love the show. We'll be on soon. Thank you guys so much.
And I definitely want to say thank you to Carolyn for having a show that is okay discussing God.
Yes.
And that's
absolutely
one of the main reasons. Yeah. I said, I'll get
Thanks,
involved
Jerry.
with this stuff.
I couldn't do it without it, because so many people are afraid to talk about him. They're afraid to mention him. And I'm not afraid, because I know what he's done in my life. I will preach about it all day, and just because I just see it unfolding. And I'm like, I tell Brett all the time, wow, he's doing all this for me. And I'm just like, because I know it's him. He's sending all these people in my path. And it's just amazing. All of you are part of that path. And I think it's just incredible. And I know he's bringing us together for a bigger message, a greater cause.
There's no accidents.
Yes, I completely believe that now. I really do. And I don't know why. Something just snapped at me one day. And I told my husband, I'm going to do this. And he goes, okay. And I go, no, you don't understand. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. It's kind of like what you said. I'm going to do
Brett
it.
Has regretted it ever since.
Yes. Because I just believe, you get a feeling, you're just like, this, I already know this is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm supposed to do. So, and I'm going to keep pushing.
It would be a shame for you to do anything else.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Amanda, I can't wait to hear more of your songs. Seriously.
Yes. Oh, I'm so excited. Yes, me too. Me too. Make sure if you'd like to share them with me, I'll put them on our Facebook, and I'll share them, whatever you got. I'll share them. And that's what I'm trying to do with all the artists that have been on here. If they send me something, and if it's okay, if they want me to share it, I'll share it. Okay. And remember, you're welcome. And we have resources available. If you'd like to take advantage of them, let us know. Jerry is amazing. Charisse is amazing. So there are places, so just keep that in mind. We're here to help you in any way we can. And same with you. You're welcome.
Right, thank you so much.
Thank you.
You are welcome. I had a great time tonight. I wish I didn't have to leave.
Yeah.
But we have to go
off and hear the message for sure.
Yes. And remember share this with your family.
Or any of that stuff. It's not about that.
Yes. And remember, all of these are going to be on Facebook, YouTube. Twitch. So go and share it with your friends, your family. Spotify. Tell everyone. I put it on the message earlier, shout it from the rooftops. And somebody said, well, I'm scared of heights. I said, well, you don't have to shout it from the rooftop, but that's how I feel. I'm like, come on. We need to get everybody in together on this, because we want to grow. And that's the only way we're going to grow, is if everybody shares it and talks about it. Go ahead, Jerry. What were you going to say?
But make sure you're on the right rooftop, right?
Yeah.
Because that's
so true. I never thought of that. I love
full
that.
circle.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, guys and gals, thank you so much. I wish I could sit here and talk to you all night, but we've got to go so I can make sure and download this. You can go back and listen to the audio. I also have it on my page on Facebook after I get it all downloaded. There may be 2 sections, or maybe A and B. We'll see how I can how I can do that. Okay.
You're still under 2 hours if you hurry up.
Barely. I know.
Don't talk so fast, though.
I do talk fast. I know I do. But in the meantime, keep doing what you're doing. Keep blessing people, ladies, please. And Jim, I mean, really, because it's just amazing. We're going to keep sharing this love. We're going to keep spreading kindness and joy and love. That's what we're going to do. We're going to do it. It's like, I am going to do it. We are going to do it.
All right.
Yes.
Do it.
Well, thank you so much, guys and gals. We really appreciate it. Take care of yourselves. Jerry and Paul, thank you so much for being here as always. We will be back tomorrow night with the amazing Miss Charisse Carver. You are not going to want to miss that. She is doing a pre-release party on our show, releasing never before heard songs. And I am so excited. She's incredible. I know. I did. Yeah, I know. But nobody else has. So you're going to be blown away. She's incredible. So please join us tomorrow if you can. Make sure you comment in the comments. Let us know you're here, and join us every week, Wednesdays and Thursdays. And then we do the radio show on Mondays. Amanda, I'll be playing that song, at least that one. If you have another one you want to send the recording of, or 2 more, send them to me. Okay.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Well, God bless you. Thank you so much for watching Carolyn's Corner Live. Thank you so much, y'all. God bless you. We'll see you tomorrow. Same time, same bat channel, 7:30 Central.
Great meeting you.
Y'all have a wonderful night.
Bye-bye.
Thanks.